Welcome back
to another week
and another episode.
How exciting.
We're sitting on my couch for a change. You can see it's much more neutral than Danelle's pink couch.
The difference between Laurie and Danelle.
Yeah.
Well, we're like full neutral today.
Yeah, you're matching the vibe of my house.
That's fair. Yeah,
it's actually crazy.
No, we're very excited to be back and have a little bit of a change of scenery? Kind of.
Yeah. This week we thought we'd chat about something I think everyone feels, but especially Danelle and I have, I think, experienced this over the last bit.
Yeah.
Which is, what is the fear behind your fear? Like, what are we actually afraid of? Because we can generalize it and say we're afraid of failure and we're afraid of
being judged. Yeah.
But like, why are we afraid of that? And what is
the actual
exactly
like core of the issue?
The core of the issue, because that's at the end of the day what we need to address if we want to get over that fear.
Yeah, or progress or achieve any of your own dreams. So,
and Danelle and I think are both like in a very, we always are, in a weird phase in life. I think your mid-20s is like a weird phase of life anyway, like nonetheless. It's not like it's weird, it's very normal, but it feels weird.
It feels weird, and I feel like it's a phase that feels quite lonely because you have all these things in your head and you like have so many things you want to achieve. People just don't really talk about the fact that your mid-20s are really weird, and like we're all going through all these weird questions and existential crises and whatever, where it's like, what am I doing? What am I supposed to be doing? Am I behind? Am I on the right track? Am I pursuing the right things? Like,
and that's actually why I started this podcast, or one of the reasons.
Yeah.
I started to talk through this like very weird phase and kind of just share our thoughts, so we don't know, like we're still going through it and figuring it out. But that's exactly the thing, like there's so many little people speaking about how they feel in the moment.
100%
about it.
People are kind of embarrassed of feeling this way.
Definitely.
And fair enough, it's not great. It's not knowing exactly where you are, what you want to do, what's happening. Like, I think we all feel, like I said, like it's kind of like a lonely phase.
Definitely.
But everyone's kind of embarrassed of feeling that way. And I'm kind of like, it's not embarrassing. We're all going through the same thing.
And so when you talk about like the fear and what is the fear behind the fear, it's like failure. Okay, we all have fear of failure, and I think that's like a universal feeling. But I think what we're actually afraid of is what the failure means to us.
Yes.
And what, if you fail, what does that result to? The feeling or emotions or whatever, which I think we can talk about for days.
Yeah, no, definitely. But it's not even just like what it means, but it's like, what does it say about us? How does it like shape my identity, if that makes sense? And I think that's where we should kind of like go into it, is what is the fear behind the fear? Why are you scared of failing? Is it because you're scared of people judging you, or is it because you are scared of not achieving your potential, or
whatever they are? And I think a big part of it goes to like that's a social pressure norm that's being portrayed. Because if I fail, it feels like I'm the only one who's failing, because everyone has this glorious and beautiful life.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And everyone's reaching success at every point in their life.
Yeah,
because that's what's portrayed.
Yeah,
like that's what we see.
Exactly.
Through social media, I was listening to something yesterday of just like, if you greet someone, like, you know, how are you? It's always good, thanks, and you.
Yeah.
It's like we never talk about the hard things, which like fair enough. You shouldn't be, you know, spilling all your emotions to every person you meet, right?
100%.
But I think that's like, for me personally, the failure is very like, I'm the only one failing.
Yes.
You know, I'll be the only one who hasn't achieved what she wants to.
But that's the thing, is like you said, it's portrayed like LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the worst place in the world. So pretentious.
Yeah.
I hate every second of it. Because like we're literally just showing the good. Why don't we talk about the challenges? We only talk about like the success. We only talk about all the good. Basically what I'm trying to say is actually try and figure out, what is your fear behind your fear? Is it because you are scared of being judged? Is it because you are scared of losing control? Is it because like there's so many things it could be? And I must say, the first time I had this big fear of my business and whatever, and there were like a few things that were really scary to me, and then one day I actually went and made a list of what other things that I'm actually scared of, like of actually happening, and I was like, oh, this is actually so manageable, because you like actually just go break it down, like what is the fear behind the fear? What are these things that you're scared of happening? What are the things that you're scared of not happening? Whatever it may be. And so actually just go look at what's the fear.
Yeah. And the thing is, right, even I'm going to go off of your like failure, especially in business, because we both run our own businesses. I think there is a lot of fear in failure. But a lot of the things that will happen with your business is inevitable.
Yes.
Like you will ebb and flow in your business. How busy it is, if you have something good going for you or not. Like with me, good products, bad products, products that sell really well, products that don't. You're going to ebb and flow. It's inevitable. Every single business does it. But because it feels so personal, it does feel like a personal attack, like you're the only one. right. But a lot of it's inevitable. It's going to happen. Like things are going to happen in it. And I think the more we realize that a lot of the fear I have is me losing control.
Yes.
Which again is inevitable. Somewhere you're going to lose control. And it's that like typical thing of I'm comparing, I want to get it right the first time, which 99% of the time you're not going to get it right the first time. I want to compare it to someone who, I've talked about this before on the podcast, but specifically with my business, I do this, but I'm sure you used to do it.
Yeah.
Is you compare where you are right now to someone who's been doing it for 10 years. And I've only been doing it for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, why am I not here again? Yeah. And I'm like, because you've only been doing it for 2 years.
Yeah.
Right. And you also don't know the journey that person has walked. Right. And because, again, we don't share that openly. We don't talk about that openly. So I don't know what road that person had to walk.
Or like what their challenges were.
Exactly. And another point of that is like disguising that I want everything to be perfect with I'm just in control, but I want everything perfect, and it's not going to be perfect. Far from it, actually.
I think that's the beauty of it, right? Is there's so many factors going into running a business that I think there's very few businesses where you are pretty much in control, right? And you definitely can't control your customer. And so there's so many factors that are fully out of your control. Yeah. And like for me, it's obviously my vendors, my customers, like you never know what's going to happen. It's the war. It's like there's so many things affecting my business. There's no way for me to control it. I have lost so much money because of the war. And I'm just like, okay, cool, lovely. I have to move on. You have to pivot. You have to figure it out. I don't have the infrastructure like bigger businesses do, bigger companies do, or the capital, or the, I don't know, capacity to be able to...
Or even just the people. Like enough staff to manage 100%. Every crisis, Yeah,
100%. Or like people that know enough about like the legal aspect or the this or the that. Like we're just trying to figure it out by ourselves. So you have to pivot at the end of the day. There's so many factors playing into it. Being scared of judgments, being scared of like failure, being scared of losing a shipment, losing a customer, losing a whatever it may be. It is what it is. Like you can be scared of it as much as you want. Like you said, it's inevitable. Yeah. Like you can try your best, you can do everything you can. And fair enough, we obviously don't want our businesses to fail. But it's if your business is meant to fail, it's going to fail. Yeah. I think I am a firm believer of everything happens for a reason. Exactly. And it doesn't help me to stress about things that I have zero control over. And fair enough, I still stress over the fact that my stuff is stuck at customs, but I have zero control over the situation. Yeah. So,
and every experience in life, every failure, everything like leads to your purpose and your destination, right?
Exactly.
I shared in last week, I think, or the week before, I did this like purpose, a purpose devotion thing course. And it said there like, the God of your purpose is the God of your process. And it's so true. Like the process is just as important and managed as the purpose and the end goal. Yes. Right. But I think we forget that like we're like, no, only then would it be good and
exactly
is planned. But actually like the whole process, literally everything you walk through is planned and leads to the planned purpose as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think, but then going back to the fact that like you manage your business, I manage my business. There's very few people in my life that actually know what my business is. Like people, obviously we have our personal lives, we have our careers, we have like, and sometimes they overlap, but they don't really overlap. Yes. It's like, we all have those friends that you don't actually know what they do, you know? But we try and look like it's successful, it's working, or I'm happy at my job, or I'm happy at like running my own business or whatever, like it's going great, you know, because that's what we want people to think, because otherwise there's judgment. So it's like I have friends that are pilots or like in the investment banking space or whatever, and growing very well within their careers. And then I'm like, you constantly want to like stay on par with them. Like you constantly want to. You don't have to. Like we're all our journeys are so different. And like I've been in the corporate space. I've been there, done that, moved on to something that I actually enjoy and love. And so we're all just in different phases, and that's fine. But we're so scared of that judgment that like you left a good space, you left a good job or whatever to pursue something, and then it didn't happen, or it didn't work, or it like failed, or whatever it may be. And once again, it's inevitable that things are going to happen, that things are going to go your way or not going to go your way, or success is inevitable, or like failure is inevitable. Like if it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. Yeah, exactly. But we're so scared of the judgments. And I think if we just take that out of it, but then to go over into the fear of success, because I don't know if it's a universal thing. I thought I was the only crazy one who was really scared of success. I think like Laurie, kind of, do you feel the same? Are you scared of success or not really? See, my fear
I think I'm so far from success.
Oh man, my fear of success is bigger than my fear of failure.
No, mine's definitely not.
Which is bizarre.
Yeah, why are you scared of success?
Because once again, there's so many factors that play into success that I feel like I don't know enough about. So like...
So you're actually scared of like failing your success?
Yeah, I'm self-sabotaging my success.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happening. I constantly self-sabotage my success because I'm like, no, this is way too scary. Because I know there's potential in my business. I know it, but I very much self-sabotage
I think
my success, which is pathetic. But because my fear for it is so big.
I think what I would classify it more of like, I don't think that I'll ever get to, maybe I would, hopefully I will, obviously.
Yeah.
Get to a point where I'm like, okay, now like this was successful, because I think I'd keep moving like that benchmark of success.
Yeah, no,
you know
that's
what I
fair. Yeah, 100%.
So then it's like, I just wouldn't recognize this as like successful.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Because even looking back, sorry, it's not random, but even looking back, I'd like a year ago at my business, or a year and a half ago, whatever. I'm like, actually I was pretty like successful for where I was in my business, right? But in that stage,
it didn't feel like it. Exactly. But that's my thing as well, is I hit successful, or like success in certain projects or whatever, or certain like a level of success within the business, and I'm like, see, I'm sorted, just leave it here, this is enough success for me, I'm too stressed to handle more of this. Which is honestly pathetic, because I know there's so much potential growth,
but you also want to take it on, but
it's just very scary to me. But once again, like, this conversation has reminded me that I must actually figure out what is the... I actually did this, of like making a list of everything that is actually scary to me. Like, what is the fear behind the fear? What is the fear behind the fear of success that is like holding me back? So I am constantly like trying to figure out what is the fear behind my fear of success, and how can I handle that, and how can I manage that? Because that's the only thing that's holding me back from actually creating a successful company, if that makes sense. So I go through these dips. So like, as soon as I get to a point where I'm like, okay, this is very successful, then I'm like, okay, cool, this is too stressful for me, and then I drop. And then I'm like, okay, no, let's go, build the business, get it to a point where it's like higher than the previous benchmark, and then I'm like, no, this is way too scary, and then I drop again, and it's just this constant cycle. We're definitely still in that space of like, what is the fear behind the fear, trying to figure it out. And so that's just like what I'm trying to get across, is like, let's try and figure out what is the fear behind the fear, because then you can chase that thing and like prove to yourself that your fear is stupid.
Yeah. And it's going to be a constant work of things. Like, I think the mental battle is like, we always say this, but it's so true. It's like, it's just you need to continue working on it and continue like pushing through it. Another fear I think is massive, especially in business, is disappointing people, whether that is people in your life who have supported you no matter what, or even people who on like business side support you. You know, like people you service or buy your products, use your services, like disappointing them, which is also, again, like, it's so stupid, because the chances that the people who really love you will be disappointed by you is like, it's not good. And I think we are so capable of not disappointing them. Like, for instance, if you're proud of the product you put out or the service you put out, like the chances of you disappointing him is low, but we kind of like convince ourselves that
but it's also, we kind of like connect our worth to it. It's like our identity to that like disappointment, or like people being happy and satisfied and like super happy with the product. But at the end of the day, there's so many factors that play into it. Like, if my stuff is stuck at customs and I'm scared of disappointing the client, unfortunately I have zero control of the situation. Like, I can do what I can, and from there I have to like just wait and be patient, because there's only so much I can do. So once again, we are constantly like, there's so many pressures of the world playing into that fear of disappointing people, fear of this, fear of that, where even in my personal life, I'm constantly like trying to keep everyone happy, make sure no one is disappointed,
control the situations,
control everyone's emotions, like try and keep everyone like in a good space, because I don't want them to be disappointed, and it's just, it's not realistic, it's not sustainable, because there's only so much you can control.
And the truth is, like, you can't control people's reaction or emotions.
Exactly, a client or a personal, like someone in your life or whatever it may be. This is something that I like recently learned from someone, because he like constantly says it, is it's only a human. And it literally like changed my brain chemistry there for a second, because it's like, everyone is only human. Like, we're all doing this for the first time, and I get that, but like, we build these like big expectations of what that person should be like, or no, they've built success, so they're like a machine, you know.
Yes, definitely.
They're a story or whatever. And I just realized, like, I'm human, you're human, the person working at the cake store is human, my vendor is human, but my client is human as well. We're all just trying our best. And I think that's kind of like the reminder of, we're so scared of disappointing people, we're so scared of like messing it up, but at the end of the day, if it's a solid human,
we're all just human,
we're all just trying our best. And once I started showing up like that, instead of having this putting people on pedestals and like because of their success, or like, I don't know, whatever, it just like, it changed the game for me, because I show up in situations that would like be super scary to me, usually, just as myself, because I'm like, you're only a human. For the first time, I'm like, okay, I don't have to impress you, like I don't have to do this, I don't have to do that, you're just a human, I'm just a human, and we're all just trying our best.
We all have the same fears, and we all have the same like emotions, we're just human. Also, rather than trying to control it, and this again, it's such an inevitable thing. So if, for example, you're going to fail on something and you're going to disappoint people, like that's inevitable. Like you cannot control that necessarily. The reaction someone has to something that happens to you, with you, whatever, like has nothing to do with you, but nothing to do with you. Like you cannot control their emotions. You can only control your reaction. And we're responsible for controlling their reaction.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, definitely. But I think, and then going into the next point of like the fear of being misunderstood, and we're so scared of being misunderstood because we feel like, firstly, we'll be judged, or we'll disappoint people, or like it'll just change someone's perception of you if they don't understand what you mean, or whatever. And it's just like, why do we have this extreme need to be understood in everything? Like in business, in relationships, in our personal lives, whatever it may be. We just want to be understood. Like we're so scared of being misunderstood or misinterpreted or cancelled or whatever. Something that I learned over the last few weeks, or for the last few months, is like, everyone doesn't have to be like your cup of tea.
Definitely.
We don't have to, like, everyone doesn't have to buy your product. Everyone doesn't have to be your customer.
Hard pill to swallow, though.
It is, but at the same time, it's like, if we click, we click. If we don't click, we're just not meant to be. So it's the same thing as like, if someone returns one of your garments and it's like, actually, this is not really what I thought it was going to be, or it doesn't fit the way that I thought it was going to fit, or whatever it may be. It's just like, okay, cool, noted. You're just not my target, or whatever it may be. It's like, when I receive rejection, my business, I'm just like, you cannot take it personally. Either they didn't have the budget, they didn't have the this, they didn't have the that, or they just don't have the need for your service. It doesn't mean, it's not a personal attack on you or who you are. It's just like we decide who our friends are, or who we date, or who we marry. We have full choice over these things. Some people are made to click, some people are not made to click. If you were to marry whoever the first person you see, chances are it's going to be absolutely horrible, because you like intentionally look for the right person. That like compliments you. And so it's the same way, business wise, relationship wise, friendship wise, whatever it may be, because we're all trying to like find our people. And just because, like, I don't know, let's say I'm not your target audience, doesn't mean your product is shit.
Definitely. And I think that's why it's also very important, just on that point, this is like a side note completely, but why it's also important to know that there is space for all of us under the sun. Like, we do not need to be competing with people who are in the same industry as us. In contrary to that, I think we should actually embrace that we all have a unique space in this position we are. Like, we have a unique role to play, because there's so many people with different tastes and different styles. And like the people Denal supports as small businesses, beautiful clothes, amazing, but they're not necessarily serving the same audience as I'm serving. Right?
100%.
Again, beautiful, amazing. Actually, that's fantastic that we can both stand in the same space, serve both, groups of people.
Exactly.
To the full.
Yeah. No, but that's the thing, is goodness me, imagine we all had to be the same. That would be so boring. The whole idea of business is providing a solution for a problem someone has, right? And so even as a clothing brand, you are helping people express themselves through what they wear. And if I can't find the clothes that help me express myself, like,
I'm going back. I want it to look.
Exactly.
I
want
want it. I'm going to find it somewhere.
100%. So you are providing a solution for someone who has an issue, right? And it's not like a life or death issue, but it's still, but once again, that doesn't mean like your product is not for everyone necessarily. Like, I am genuinely obsessed with NVW, obsessed. And I've always been. And every time I shoot for NVW and I put the clothes on, I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is literally the most beautiful thing in the world. And I have a lot of the NVW collection, but it's not actually my usual style. but I love it so much. Like some of it is definitely my style and some of it's not, but it's still like brings me so much joy. We overthink it. We try so hard to be this like perfect idea of like I have to be for everyone, and which it's just not. It's like trying to date in 2026. No, it's just, that's not the vibe. Is we're all, once again, we all have the same end goal. Okay, most of us have the same end goal inside.
I think that was an important side note. Most of us. Some people are crazy.
But technically, we all have the same goal inside. Yeah. Like we're trying to all chase and find our person, and once again, like you can't just pick the first one and be like, okay, lekker, and just settle for that, because you know that you will find a better match, right? Same thing with business, same thing with friends. Like if we all just stuck to the friends we made in primary school and just like
that was it, that
was it. It's because I made friends, stick with them, and now they're your friends forever. It's not a bad thing, but I just mean like you have to broaden your horizons, and that's the beauty of we all have choice. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's unnecessary to like have the fear of judgment and the fear of being misunderstood like hold you back in that sense.
In conclusion to it all, fear is telling us a bunch of things, but it's really important to go back to like what is initiating that fear and like what is the fear behind the fear, right? But we kind of just categorize it as we can't do it, we're not ready, like it's not good enough,
it's too scary, it's too this, it's too that,
rather than thinking this is out of my control. I'm going to have to do it with this fear alongside me.
Well, I wouldn't say it's out of your control, it's outside of your comfort zone. But I get what you're saying. Some stuff is obviously outside of your control, but moving or like chasing your dreams doesn't mean fear is going away. It's still within your control to like chase your dreams. Fear is going to be there either way, and it's your choice if you allow it to hold you back or not. And that's kind of like where both of us are at. Is like, or at least like speaking for myself, is fear is definitely holding me back right now, and I'll just be very open and honest about it. Hopefully by the time this comes out, that's not true anymore. But we all have our reasons. And like if I were to like open up about the fact that like my fear of success is, a lot of it is based on the fact that I believe that I'm not like worthy of that. And I think like that's basically like the message that we're trying to get over or get through, is like actually sit with the fact that like, or sit with your fear, trying to understand what is the fear behind it, because it is, fear at the end of the day is debilitating. Okay, but you can't just go through your life like that. Well, you can cruise, you can find a job that you can do for the rest of your life and never really grow and be really bored for the rest of your life. But that just seems really boring. So
wouldn't recommend.
But I just think actually sit with your fear, understand where it's coming from, understand what's the fear behind the fear and what the reason for those fears are, or what you're trying to portray or what you're scared of or whatever it may be. Because at the moment you're letting your fear control your life and your life story, and that's just really lame.
It shouldn't be.
Exactly.
It shouldn't be the one controlling it, definitely.
But fear's not going away, so you might as well just take it with you. And it becomes so much easier at the end of the day. It just,
the more you get used to it as well.
Then it kind of like slowly but surely fades away. It's the same thing as if you have that trust and confidence in yourself every time you achieve something with fear on your side. You're just like, you realize, okay, no, I'm actually capable of a lot more than I think I am. So, well, I hope that we added some value to your guys' lives. But thank you so much for joining. I hope that you will actually go make a list of your fears and what the fears are behind it. And try and stop fear from holding you back. But I'll stop preaching now.
Have a great day.
Have a great day. Thanks so much for joining, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.